Amy and Reiley, welcome to Cat on the Loose.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
And people always ask me, why is Cat on the Loose an organic podcast? And this is exactly why. We take the podcast out of the studios, today into the kitchen, since you are a fabulous cookbook writer and you write the sexiest cookbooks I've ever seen in my life. So today we're going to talk about how to cook with aphrodisiac ingredients, right, Amy?
Yes.
And how to make romantic meals and all that good stuff. So before we get started with Amy, let me explain where we are. We are in this fabulous kitchen at the house of a dear friend of mine, Nicolas Hylander, who is a very, very talented opera singer. If you guys believe that, yeah.
Oh, hi.
Thanks for letting us do that
Thank
at your
you.
house.
What a surprise. I had
know.
no idea you were here.
I know.
Keep singing.
So join us. Nicholas is married to a dear friend of mine, Natalie, who, by the way, does my hair. So it's like we're all in a...
It's family.
Yeah, it's family. So let's say Nicholas wants to cook a fantastic romantic meal for Natalie. Let's start with that.
So we just had a crazy fight. Okay? She's Latina, just to add to that. So it's a little...
She's spicy.
She's spicy as it is without the food being just bland, right? I can make bland food and she makes it spicy with her attitude. So what I want to do is to appease her, which obviously, you know, we like to do it in the primal way, you know.
Perfect.
But even though huffing and puffing may be my forte, cooking very good spicy food perhaps is not, especially if it's organic. So if you can give me a little pointers.
And we all love to cook. We all love to cook.
I love
so
cooking.
let's start from the get-go. You told me to bring a few ingredients that you said are considered aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
So can you first, like for people that don't know your work and don't know your fabulous book, can you explain a little bit about why these ingredients are considered aphrodisiac?
I'd love to. So, first of all, I picked out ingredients, some that are particularly good for men's sexual health, and some that are very good for women's sexual health, and some that are just good for seducing someone.
Ooh,
So we've got this really nice combination of ingredients here, as you can see, and they're all natural, healthy things.
So what is Afro? I know it's something with Africa.
Nope.
Is that the origin of it?
No, it's Aphrodite.
Aphrodite?
Is it the goddess
The
of
goddess of-
love?
I like that.
Yes.
So where does it get the name? It's like the goddess, it implies
So
sexuality?
it is, yes. So it is supposed to be foods that increase sexual desire and sexual performance. And the word stems from Aphrodite, the Greek goddess
I like
of
that.
love. So it encompasses not only desire, but also a little romance there with Aphrodite in the mix, right?
I love
Okay.
it.
So I have a website called eatsomething.sexy.com. And on that website, I have a list of the 10 best foods for men and the 10 best foods for women. And I picked a couple of ingredients from each list so that you're not only having this romantic dinner, but you're eating foods that are going to support your libido, they're going to support your sexual performance. Our main course is going to be salmon, as you can see.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the salmon. Why is salmon considered an I love salmon. We all know that's one of the healthiest things we can all eat. It was right on Nicola's refrigerator. I eat it all the time. But why is it considered aphrodisiac?
So salmon is, well, first of all, Aphrodite, since we were talking about her, she was supposed to have come to the shore from the ocean, and that's how she first appeared. And so all seafoods are therefore associated with Aphrodite, which is...
I
so
didn't know that, did you?
No, I had no idea.
So in ancient
She makes
Greece...
the salmon look sexy.
Yes, in ancient Greece, all seafood was considered sexy food. And to be quite honest, now that we know a lot more about nutritional science, we can say, hey, you know, these Greeks were onto something, because salmon is a great source of protein. It's a superior, when it comes to your libido, it's a superior source of protein to red meat. And that is because the protein's more accessible. It's easier to digest. It has less fat. So you're getting this high quality source of protein.
Okay.
Now protein, you might think, well, I need it for exercise, but Hello.
Yeah.
Sex is exercise.
Yes.
It is.
So you need it. You need that protein. So
Yeah.
that's important.
Yes.
It's also a good source of omega-3 fatty acids.
Uh-huh.
And there aren't a lot of good sources of omega-3 fatty acids, but they're essential to our brains. We become more creative lovers. We're better thinkers. They're also associated with improved mood. And I can tell you from my own experience, when my husband's a little grumpy, I start giving him foods with omega-3s. I really do this. And honestly, within like a day, it turns him around. It's amazing. So you
Interesting.
got someone grumpy in your
that.
life? Try
Omega-3.
Yeah.
Sharp salmon. There you go.
Omega-3s
Now,
for sure.
let's, chocolate, I don't know why, but I agree. I think chocolate is very sensual, right? Who doesn't love
Like in the movie Chocolate, which
Right?
Oh,
Chocolate
yes,
is
that
super,
is-
super
yes.
sexy.
It is, and so we moved on main course and dessert.
Yeah.
Chocolate,
Okay, yeah, I
chocolate
skipped
and
everything
cake.
else.
That's okay. We hit the important points,
We hit
right?
the important one.
So chocolate is.
But you specifically said dark chocolate.
Yes. So we do need to talk about that. So not all chocolate is created equal, right? We've been hearing this for
Right.
a while that we're encouraged to eat dark chocolate,
Yeah.
not necessarily milk chocolate, and that's because there's more chocolate in dark chocolate. There's more cacao. It's a higher because you'll see a percentage of cacao.
Yeah, let's
when
have a
you-
little.
Let's
Let's try.
please.
Yeah.
When you're having dark chocolate, you might see that on the label of a bar. Oh, she's really into her dark chocolate.
Oh man, too bad my wife's not here.
I know. Natalie is
You know.
camera shy.
She might give you a free pass today.
But we're gonna
Pronounce
leave
it.
the food. But
It's
the
gonna get
good
better.
news is, Nicholas, you're gonna have all
Yeah.
the sexy dinner for
Woo!
tonight.
Yeah, wow.
So so darker the better. Dark chocolate. This actually makes my list of the 10 best foods for women's sexual health,
Ooh.
as well as being an incredibly sexy, sensual, experiential kind of food.
Oh my god.
It's loaded with antioxidants,
Mm.
and
It tastes so good.
right, and this is the really crazy part.
So what's an antioxidant? I hear that so
Oh.
people trope on
So
this.
they
antioxidant.
fight what's called free radicals in our body, and basically, the simple way to say it is they stop these things that are kind of aging us, that are aging both internally and externally. You know, they're aging our skin, they're aging our appearance, but they're also aging our heart. And when we talk about aphrodisiacs, we have to talk about heart health. Believe it or not, we think it's
Right.
all about down here, but it's about circulation.
Yeah.
Right? And so you need heart health in order to have sexual health. You need heart health, you need good circulation. You can't experience an orgasm without good blood flow. Therefore, antioxidants are important for
I
your heart.
hope
and they're
people
important for
go
your
see
sex
his
life.
face in the
Wow.
video episode.
Yeah. I'm like having a.
Things you
Tonight.
never thought about, right?
Natalie, if you're listening, you better be ready when you come home tonight because Nicholas is gonna be
I'm
like,
coming home, baby.
yeah. So okay, but it has to be dark chocolate. You emphasize
Dark
that
chocolate.
because all the
Higher
other stuff is
antioxidants,
pure
right.
sugar,
There's
right?
a lot
It's
of sugar,
crap.
milk and sugar, and you don't
It's all
need it.
disgusting.
You don't need it.
And by the way,
But-
it tastes insane because it tastes so rich,
Yes.
right? I could.
How about like coffee? I've always been an advocate of adding a little like pinch of coffee.
I'm into it.
and
I'm into
chocolate.
it. I love it. Do you know coffee is also considered aphrodisiac? And it's
Yes.
one of my favorite things when I'm helping people plan a romantic meal. I will, if they like coffee, I will suggest ending with coffee. And they'll say, but then I won't go to sleep. Exactly.
Because
Why?
you don't need the sleep as much,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Right.
Stay up all night.
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, and you have some activities to catch
Yes,
up
you
on.
have plans. You need
Yeah.
it, yes. But also, coffee is a mood enhancer. Did you ever notice that?
No, I did
Yeah,
not know.
I
Mood
just- I could
enhancer,
show
you
you.
mean for sex?
No,
Nicholas
just
is an
in-
amateur.
I don't know if people are
barista.
not familiar with coffee. This is how it looks like. I don't know.
Oh,
Can you get in
yes.
here?
The
It
grains,
smells
yeah.
delicious.
And it smells
Yeah.
the aroma.
It smells insane, yeah.
You know, it,
Yeah,
it
you're
kind of
using very
you
nice
know.
coffee.
I
have
do
to
the
say.
same. I
This is
grind
really-
my own coffee
Yeah.
fresh
Yeah.
every morning. Yeah.
So I
I
always
mean, I'm
grind
from
fresh
Brazil. I'm
beans.
obsessed
Oh,
with
that's
fresh coffee.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are like the main hub over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
No wonder all the Brazilian chicks are like, have a reputation
Yes.
That is
It is true. It is
That-
true. It is true.
Oh, now
It
we're
is
putting
true.
it all together. I got it. I got it.
So moving on, because we have so
Yes,
much
yes,
to
yes,
talk
we have
about.
so
I gotta
much.
ask you about the peanuts. I'm not a huge peanut fan, but I know, but whatever. But why are peanuts aphrodisiac?
So this also makes my list of foods for women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and peanuts are good for if women who are looking to conceive. It's good for fertility.
Oh, really?
But also peanuts are a nice source of protein, a plant-based source of protein, which is becoming more popular. We're trying to limit our meat, so peanuts are a great choice for that.
Peanut
and
butter,
I always
right?
and peanut butter works too. Peanut flour.
Peanut
You can
flour, I
use
haven't
peanut
tried.
flour in your baking, and then you're getting a little protein and peanut flavor. So
How about
like
peanut
making
oil?
cupcakes.
But what if you don't
Peanut
want to
oil.
conceive?
No, not so much.
Not so much.
Okay.
What if you don't want to conceive?
You can still eat peanuts.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about peanuts, and the reason I always say it's definitely got the woman's aphrodisiac is because did you know if you take peanut butter and put it in a high pressure lab, like put a lot high pressure on it, you'll get diamonds.
Oh wow.
Peanut butter turns into diamonds.
Diamonds?
No
Are you
way.
serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's a new one.
It's my
on me.
favorite thing about peanuts.
So you can eat your jewelry. That's
Yes.
amazing.
I never heard of that.
I heard if you want to stay away from conceiving, you'd have to stay away from peanuts. Peanuts.
Yeah, Nicolas, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Now, you told me to buy
Chilies.
chili peppers. I didn't find fresh ones, but I did
Oh,
bring.
I have chili.
I did
Oh,
bring
of course you
diced
do.
green chilies. I think they're too spicy. I don't eat them, but
Okay.
why?
Yeah.
So let's say you're saying they're aphrodisiac, but honestly, let's say somebody's cooking me a sexy meal. So that's a tough question.
Like this?
If they put,
yes.
that's a nice big
That's
chili.
a nice.
And this one is erect, so it's ready
It
to.
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
But
It's ready
so
to
that's
go.
a tough question. I understand maybe this is aphrodisiac. But if somebody's cooking for me and they put a chili pepper on my meal, that's the end of me. Because I cannot have spicy.
This is
My
something-
mouth is gonna be
yes.
on fuego. I'm gonna be feeling sick. I'm not gonna be in the mood
100%.
for anything.
This is something that's really important for everyone to keep in mind when you're cooking a romantic meal. I always say I can't name you one meal that's going to be right for everyone.
Right.
The most important part of planning a romantic meal is considering the other person's preferences. Really, that's going to go a lot further than whatever aphrodisiacs you put on the plate, honestly. And so, if it's someone who doesn't like chilies,
don't put
serve them
chili.
chilies.
So you should ask the person first.
Yes, you need to know a little bit about them. Don't give them oysters if they don't like oysters. Don't give them
Right.
chilies.
So
Exactly.
you should be consider and say, by the way, are you allergic to peanuts? Or do you like spicy? Don't chop up like a whole chili on the person's food without making sure that they're
Yes,
okay with
exactly.
it, right?
Now, if you are okay with it, this is one of the best date foods. Chilies
Why?
are. They
Wow.
raise your body temperature.
Oh.
Okay, they warm you up a little. You're a little more ready to tear off your clothing.
Right.
But they make your lips tingle and plump a little bit, so you look a little more kissable. You look a little more sexy.
We don't need that. We have very plump lips by now.
See, I can use it. I don't like chili very much, but I can use that part of it.
I need lip reduction here.
No, a nice plump, pillowy, kiss me lips.
Yeah, and it saves money on Botox. I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
a win-win.
Yes. And then the last thing, a lot of psychologists say that you know how you'll kind of get flushed if you eat a lot of chili.
Yeah.
That to someone who's attracted to you, they'll in their mind it will kind of equate to a sexual flush, and they'll get a little bit turned on by looking at you when you have these plump lips and
Yeah, it
and
gives
the
you that
flushed
vibrant,
cheeks.
more like
Yes.
vivacious,
that healthy glow.
And Amy, you said chili, but does that go for other peppers or specifically chili? is the
chilies,
best
it's got to
one?
be the heat.
It kind of resonates with the fact that we look at, Latin lovers, Italian bed, like the European people who eat very bland, they're not known for their sexual, virility.
Like the British.
like the British, yeah,
Sorry,
places
British people, don't
with
be
very
mad at me.
bland food.
Yeah, exactly. Bland diets lead
Bland.
to bland bedrooms. No, not necessarily.
But there could be a
But it
correlation.
is
There is a
true.
little-
If
yeah,
you think about the
absolutely.
hottest cultures,
Absolutely.
they're great. I think food is a very, it's a sexual language.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely
Yes,
think it's
I
a way
agree.
of showing love.
Yes.
It's a way of communicating. And
Yes.
it's true, like if you think about the hottest cultures, Italians, French, Brazilians,
African.
Africans, they
Yes.
spend
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of time in the kitchen and they
Oh, yeah.
show a
So
lot
true.
of
And very
love.
spicy. I
with-
had
yeah.
African
Whole
food. It
fla-
was so
whole
spicy.
flavors. Yeah, a lot of
So
lot
maybe
of
that
hot
has a
peppers.
lot to do with with the
And
cooking
by the way,
culture.
just notice that coffee also, like say, it comes from Latin America and also from Africa. So those two countries
Yeah.
are pretty
So
predominant.
does chocolate.
And I'm like
chocolate.
staring at
See
the
those two?
chocolate like a
Yeah.
kid. I'm like,
So this is a big epiphany here.
We'll just keep passing it to you.
Refill.
oh my god! And you're gonna cook the chocolate soon.
Yes, we
Before
are
I
going
eat
to
the
cook
whole
that
thing.
chocolate. Yes.
Okay, the fruits.
The fruits.
You said pineapple.
Pineapple.
I love pineapple. I always, before you, today, I always associated pineapple with losing weight because I learned that, like for example, after you drink on a weekend, I learned like if you want to flush your
Yeah.
body, you drink like pineapple, asparagus, mint juice on Monday. It's a great detox to flush.
Now, I've never heard
yeah.
of it with asparagus. That's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Asparagus, I heard a lot of.
It's
No,
like
but
a
with
fabulous.
pineapple?
It increases semen.
Yeah,
I
it's a
heard.
fabulous
Yes.
detox juice on.
Yeah.
Mine with pineapple. Okay.
I know,
I'm
it-
stuttering. I'm like.
No, it doesn't taste great. I know it's
No.
disgusting. So when you told me pineapple is an aphrodisiac, and I love pineapple, I'm like, okay, sounds good because I like pineapple. So can you explain why it's an aphrodisiac?
I love talking about pineapple, actually. So the first thing you might have heard, a lot of people, what comes to mind, have you heard the thing about pineapple juice?
I mean, sure.
Well,
Okay.
well, I
I mean,
haven't.
just
Oh,
not the
well,
thing.
I have not.
I'm
So-
acquainted with it.
Supposedly, if a man drinks pineapple juice a few hours before a certain sexual act, his semen will taste better.
It's gonna taste pineapple-ish.
That's what.
Wow.
Okay, there's a lot of anecdotal evidence
But
for this.
But what if the
Nicolas told this pineapple, and I'll ask Natalie tomorrow. if
What, if it tastes better? I don't know.
Okay, no,
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry. I'm going to disappoint you
We
because.
will test it on you.
Well, so
Yeah,
there's a
I
lot
mean,
of anecdotal evidence.
I'm down to try it out.
Oh, definitely. And I do think, when there is anecdotal evidence, it's like, well, there must be something to it. So I've asked a few
It could be.
doctors about it, and most of them theorize that it's really just high acidic foods, pineapple and other high acidic foods. Acidity will reduce any bitter flavors. So that's really what it's all about, probably. It's like, yeah, it actually does mask bitterness, but
You know, there are
you're not going
supplements.
to taste like a pineapple.
There are supplements for the vagina.
Right.
To taste better.
That's what
that
I
are
was
made
gonna
with
give
See,
you some
pineapple.
good news about
I'm
chocolate.
more interested to hear this.
Wait,
'cause
that's
so
that's-
chocolate, I forgot to
I
say this.
usually
Have you guys heard of
I
it?
don't as often taste the
Yes.
other part.
No, it's
no.
true.
So one of the good things about chocolate for women is that it balances vaginal pH.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, I did
So
not know.
that's
Okay,
one
I'm
of the,
gonna
that's
start
part of the
eating
reason I
dark
recommend
chocolate
chocolate
every
all
day.
the time.
Every day. I'm going to
Yes.
incorporate that in my
Now,
diet.
here's a technical
for
question.
sure.
What if you're you want to get a blowjob, but your wife is allergic to nuts?
That is one of your silly jokes.
Here I was all like, oh no.
Eat your pineapples.
Don't eat your
Eat your
pineapples,
pineapples. Go eat your
Yes.
pineapples.
So-
Now, okay,
Yeah.
so the strawberries, are a given because the strawberries are just sexy, right?
Strawberries are sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Strawberries are
The
sexy.
strawberries are sexy.
Strawberries are also loaded with antioxidants.
Oh, really?
And something interesting about both pineapple and strawberries is actually it's not that interesting. But it's sad that people don't think of it. They're loaded with water,
Oh, really?
which is one of the keys.
I did not know that. I eat
to sexual,
strawberries
like,
every day. but-
it's one of the keys to your sex life is having enough water.
Wow.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
can get it from fruit
Wow.
as well as
That's interesting because I don't drink a lot when I'm busy because I don't want to be looking for a place to pee all the time.
oh.
So I'm like I very
No, it's
I-
important.
especially if you're like in Manhattan walking around, like the only
Yes.
two places to pee is like a McDonald's or a Starbucks, and it's winter and it's cold. By the time you pull it out, you're freezing. So like I try to reduce water, but I don't want it to affect
It's
the
so
sex
important
yeah,
to
you're
drink.
right. You need to
But
drink your water.
strawberries is something like, I agree. It's like it's an easy dessert. It doesn't make you feel super full.
Right.
It's
Right.
so romantic. I think
Well, and I'm going to
strawberries
show you
and
what to do with
chocolate.
the strawberries and chocolate in a minute.
Now,
for sure.
something we don't have here, but I want to ask you about. How about in terms of like a drink?
Yeah.
Like, would you say adding, because one of my favorite combinations in the world is like a glass of red wine with chocolate.
Okay.
I think that's super, I don't know if it's aphrodisiac, but I think that's very romantic. It always puts me in the mood. I think it's sexy. Do you think that helps, or do you think, because I know for a lot of guys, even a glass of wine makes it harder for them to have sex.
Right, no, usually
So
a
do you-
glass.
would
A
you
glass is
recommend-
usually,
Think about-
a glass is
I don't know,
generally
no.
okay.
I don't know what guys you've been around with.
Apparently not the best, right? Hence, I'm still single.
No, but I think one glass, you know,
Yeah.
I read it's actually, well, first of all, I think it does help. Here, so this is a personal, this is completely experiential. I have no evidence. And I probably forgot about this, and it just kind of, you gave me a flashback in childhood. So there was a direct correlation. We would have a Shabbat dinner. They would give wine. And it was a little, but it was enough. I got so embarrassed. So I kind of crawled so they don't see it. And I would go to the bathroom and I would look and like, what's going on here? And it was every Friday night. And I was like, I wonder if this, I never shared it, and I wasn't, I thought maybe I have something going on, and I didn't know that that's natural. But that was something that was specifically with wine.
That's fine.
I don't know why.
Really interesting. I mean, wine is considered an aphrodisiac.
Oh, so it is
So
considered.
there is some validation. No, like
So you
There
don't
is.
think it's okay, like if you make a romantic, fabulous
Of
dinner?
course. And I also think that the things that you enjoy and you feel are sexy, just go with them.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to have it validated. Like,
Yeah.
if you find this is sexy,
Yeah.
there probably is something to it. I mean, that's how aphrodisiac started. People found something sensual or sexual about either foods or food combinations, and that's how the whole idea of aphrodisiac started. Now we have a better understanding that most of it's nutritional.
Yeah.
Turns out we're getting the nutrients we need. But absolutely, anything that you think. But both of those ingredients are considered aphrodisiac. Makes sense to me. I would actually go with champagne
I love champagne.
over.
Yeah, a
I'd
glass
rather
of
have
champagne.
chocolate than
Effervescent.
champagne,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Do you guys remember that movie from, and probably a lot of people that listen to this podcast never even watched it, but it's one of my favorite movie scenes ever, 9.5 Weeks.
Oh, yeah.
With Mickey Rourke and Kim Basinger.
That is one of the most amazing food scenes.
That's
ever.
Did you watch
I haven't,
it?
but
Oh
now
my
I-
god! And they are like literally in the kitchen, and he blinds her eyes, like he puts something on her eyes, and he's feeding her
Yeah.
a bunch of
Wow.
foods, and she has to guess what the foods were.
Right.
Do you remember? And some are delicious.
Wow.
And then
And
it gets
some-
messy.
And it
Yeah.
gets super, but
And
I
then-
thought that was
I can
so
imagine.
sensual.
Oh, yes.
Then he puts on
Yes.
like, whoa, what
Yeah.
was,
And
you
it
know?
was such a fun game, and of
Yes.
course, then they end up having like this hot and heavy, fabulous sex, like
Absolutely.
right in
Yes.
the kitchen.
Yes.
And I always have that scene in my mind, like how you can transform food into like this fabulous foreplay for sex.
I mean, in some ways, it changed the kitchen forever.
Yes,
That scene.
yes.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, you guys should definitely watch
Yes.
the movie.
Yeah.
You could fast forward through a lot of the movie. A lot of it's pretty
Yes,
boring. To be
yes,
honest.
yes.
Yeah. We could
They
just
should remake
cut to the
that
sex
movie,
scene, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's
It's an old movie,
Yeah.
but it's a classic. But that scene is very hot,
Yes.
right?
Definitely.
So you have the
Basically.
chocolate here, and you are gonna show us something that you make with this chocolate
Yes.
for like how people eat it, like for essential dessert. So can you demonstrate?
Oh my god, try this. I just took a chocolate and
Oh,
a
yeah.
fresh bean
I
and
don't
I
like
ate
to
it.
eat the bean of
Oh, it's really
Yeah.
good.
of chocolate.
Wow.
So if you guys are listening to the audio episode, you're welcome to go see the video episode on all my social media platforms and YouTube, because Amy's gonna demonstrate what she does with the dark chocolate to make it super, super sexy. So go for it, Amy.
So, can you pass me the cream?
Yes.
So you get a little bit of heavy cream, so don't
Yes.
be shy, right?
Right.
It's not like we eat heavy cream like every day.
Now,
You have a double boiler.
so I'm using a double boiler.
Yeah.
If you don't have one, you can put a metal bowl on top of a pan.
Yeah.
And what's in here, I should show you. So I've just got water gently
boiling
simmering.
water.
Yes. Well, it should be simmering, not quite boiling.
Yeah.
You add the cream.
Okay.
And you're gonna wait till the cream simmers, so we can turn it up a little. We have to wait, and when the cream starts to simmer, we'll take it off the burner.
Okay, so you boil,
For the
so it's a double boiler, and you
Yes.
put some cream, and you
Yeah.
let the cream simmer, and then you're gonna put the
Then
dark
we're gonna add the
chocolate
chocolate, and what we're doing is making something called a ganache.
ganache.
Chocolate
Which is-
ganache.
Yes, which is
Wow.
basically like chocolate goodness, chocolate sauce, chocolate
Wow.
whatever. You can do a million things with ganache. You can roll it, you can let it cool a little, roll it into truffles. You can make your own chocolate truffles. You can dip strawberries in it, which is what I had in mind for you.
That's great.
You can pour it over a chocolate cake instead of like a buttery,
frosting.
instead of a buttery buttercream. Yes,
Yeah.
just an intense chocolate
Wow.
topping. So there are a million things you can do with a ganache. You can just eat it on a spoon, frankly.
And it's literally just cream and dark chocolate.
Cream and dark chocolate, and it's so a traditional ganache is half and half. So the same amounts of cream and chocolate. If you wanted to make truffles, sometimes I make it a little thicker, a little more chocolate, so it's less squishy.
And while we're waiting for the cream to boil, I forgot to mention something. You had asked me to bring pomegranates, which
Oh, yes.
I didn't find because it's not season now. But I did find,
We have a picture
just
of it.
to demonstrate,
Just so
this
you know what a
pomegranate flavored dark chocolate. But I wanted to ask you about pomegranates. Why are pomegranate aphrodisiac? It's a fruit that I do love. Every Christmas season when they come out, I eat tons of pomegranate. I just eat the plain fruit. I love it. Do you like it?
I do.
I make fresh squeezed pomegranate juice at home.
That's-
Oh,
the best.
well, I can tell you about pomegranate juice. Well, first of all, so
So
pomegranate.
this
the
is
fruit,
eat one. This
Oh,
is
I'll try one,
just
sure.
an excuse to eat a pomegranate.
You eat.
I just don't like the
I-
pits. Is
yeah.
there any pits in here?
No.
No, it's got the pomegranates in the center.
Mm.
See? Yeah. So
Good.
pomegranate, the fruit. First of all, it's low calorie, high nutrient, and these are great foods for us in general, right? It's anything that's. It's also high in fiber, and people always find this weird, but fiber is really important to your sex life.
Wow.
I mean, when
Why?
you think about it, so you don't want to be bloated. You need
True.
to move.
You
the
don't want to
waste-
have that belly
The
when you're
waste
having
needs
sex.
to go through in order to be healthy and in your prime and ready to go. So pomegranate's a great food for that. Now pomegranate juice. Oh, and pomegranates. Well, as I said, they're nutrient rich. They offer a lot of nutrition for your sexual health. Pomegranate juice has been studied extensively, and a lot of studies have showed different ways in which it potentially boosts men's sexual performance and sex drive.
Really?
Yes.
Pomegranate
Add it
juice?
to the list.
Nicolas,
Wait,
add it to the
I have to add
list.
one thing though. Almost every study on pomegranate juice has been paid for by a pomegranate juice company.
We
But
sell condoms. Yeah.
yes, exactly. But different companies have run similar tests and had the same results. So I mean, you kind of have to like look at who made the study, but at the same time, like these results are real. So
Yeah.
I heard like a million stories how it's good for men's health, but I had no idea that it's good for, men's sexual health. But
Yes.
it's hard to. It's a fruit that it's hard to find. But yeah, I
Yes.
think it's.
they're great for
It's-
men. They're
it's
great
a-
for the heart.
Yeah.
They're great for both men and women's heart health. Very important.
Yeah.
So
And how about
okay,
this?
awesome.
If you buy the extract like 100%, they're expensive. They're like
Yeah.
$10, but I
Yeah.
guess it's worth it.
So I'm into eating whole foods, real foods.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the
That's
real
not
thing,
my
not
thing.
the. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
So
Amy,
it's
let me
together.
ask you your opinion. What do you think about bringing some foods into the bedroom? Like, I know we talked about playing in the kitchen,
Yes.
but like, like playing with certain foods in bed.
Absolutely.
You like that?
In my second book, it's over there, Romancing the Stove, I had this whole section
Romancing
on
the stove. I
on
love
venues. On venues, where can you change it up and have this sexy meal? And the bedroom is one of them. Have a
Yeah.
picnic in bed. Absolutely. I mean, don't choose if it bothers you. If you have a little OCD, don't choose foods with crumbs. Right? Don't have French fries.
Like, what would be
Don't
your
do it.
favorite food, one ingredient to bring to bed?
One ingredient to bring to bed.
I know mine.
If you have to
know
choose the
yours.
one,
Let's see if we say
I know
the
it's
same.
right here, but
Chocolate?
Chocolate. I was
Chocolate,
thinking chocolate.
yeah.
Yeah, chocolate's a good one.
Because it's you don't have to cook it or cut
Well,
it.
and then your red wine and chocolate, that works in
Red
bed
wine
really
is
well.
fine.
That does. That's a good.
I would do, you know what
bedtime
I
combo.
you guys know, I do whipped cream.
Oh, whipped cream. Well, that's a
I think
different
it's
activity.
fun. Yeah, but
Yes,
it's
that's an
fun and
activity.
sensual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, it's
just
easy
fun
for
to
you. You
lick
just
your-
lay there while we're doing all the labor.
No, but you can lick off of each other.
Oh, that's
Guys
true.
love that, you
Yeah.
know? I think that's fun.
But how about adding a little chocolate to the whipped cream?
Yeah, so you could get this ganache.
Shaved chocolate or
Yeah.
ganache.
You could take this
Or ganache.
ganache
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
Ganache and 2 spoons.
And you could do Brazilian, wax. You put some chocolate and
Oh, no, well, now you're making it
No.
like,
Yeah.
now you're ruining the romance.
I'm not trying to get creative here. Like kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right.
And we have my friend BK here behind the scenes doing his camera, and he's laughing. Right? BK's like, whatever, these people are crazy.
We might be. All right, I think that's hot enough now.
It's hot
These
enough.
guys are kinky as hell.
They're crazy.
I think our next book should be called Fuck Viagra. Why don't you do that?
I mean, that's what it's all about. If you eat
You
the
get-
right things.
Yeah.
Listen,
don't
if you
need
need Viagra, you need Viagra. I think you need to use
but
anything that
Mother
you need.
Nature is like
Mother,
that.
yes, Mother Nature. There are foods
I
such as
agree.
watermelon that have
Watermelon?
Oh,
Yes,
we didn't
that-
bring watermelon.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah, I
boy.
didn't ask.
Watermelon
I'm
does
gonna move
what?
these off.
sure,
I don't
sure.
want to get them in.
Oh, sure.
So watermelon can be potentially as effective as Viagra from it. And it has a nutrient called citrulline.
Really?
That
Wow.
Guys, I hope
with
you're
blood vessel
listening
dilation.
up.
You know,
Yes,
this
listening
makes
up.
so much sense to me. You see, my dad used to work in selling watermelons.
Wow.
And he had a baby like from every woman that came in the store. Like, I was like, how does he do it? And then it makes sense.
Well, she's saying,
Say no
she's
more.
the expert, guys. Next time, before you take Viagra, eat like a whole watermelon and see what happens. It's not me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, try it out. Try it out.
So we put the chocolate in. So what I've done, I took the double boiler off of the burner. Right now we still have the hot water under here,
Okay.
but we don't have any additional heat. Then I added all of the chocolate.
Yeah. And
And we're
you
going to
mix it
stir
up?
it together until the chocolate melts. There's a reason we do this. Do you know why?
Why?
So it doesn't burn and stick to
Yes. Have you ever smelled burning chocolate? It's like burning
no.
plastic. It's bad.
the. It's bad. So this is like
So you
a
just
gradually.
mix it up without the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Very easy.
I may have added too much milk. We kind of have like dark milk
So
chocolate.
we can add more chocolate. I have more chocolate. You
Very
want more chocolate
easy.
chips?
No,
yeah,
there's
we
tons
can add a
of
little more
chocolate.
Yeah.
There's tons of chocolate. Very easy. Now, Amy,
gotta pull this
so
closer, too.
he can eat the ganache with the fruit, with the strawberry, with the pineapple. Let's say he's gonna cook the salmon. What would be like a side dish for this romantic aphrodisiac dinner that you would eat with the salmon?
So,
The-
I
the
was
peppers?
thinking, we kind of have a perfect dish here. If you like chilies, you could do the salmon with a pineapple salsa. Chilies, pineapple salsa. That would be wonderful.
That's interesting.
And then
Yeah,
of
that's
course
very
we have
tropical.
our chocolate and strawberries to go for the
Uh-huh.
for your dessert. I mean, so we've got.
Do you need the knife?
And that's
Yes,
another
please.
thing too, right? You don't want to cook a very heavy. No, that's too noisy for the audio.
okay.
You don't want to cook something that's very heavy if you want to have a very fun, sexy, sexual night, right?
Right.
Like, let's say you don't
Yes.
want to cook mashed potatoes, rice.
You are
like-
so spot on, and I have
Right?
this. I consult occasionally for restaurants, like for
Yeah.
Valentine's dinners or romance packages at hotels.
Yeah.
And I have to talk to the chefs. They'll want to do something like, "We're gonna have filet mignon with pureed potatoes," and I'm like,
Blue
"Why would you
cheese
do
sauce."
that? No, why would you do that to people?" Yes,
I know.
remember I had to talk. One chef had planned this chocolate ice cream sundae extravaganza for
I
two
know.
for dessert, and I was like, "No."
No, yeah.
You try to find the nicest way
I
to
know.
say, like, that's crazy.
By the time they get home, remember, I don't know if you remember, there was an episode of Sex and the City like that.
Oh,
that
was it?
Charlotte and her husband, they went to this super fancy, fabulous meal, like in a French restaurant. But the meal was so heavy, so heavy. By the time they get home and they want to have this fabulous, delicious sex, they start
They're
feeling like
stuffed.
super sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
think that's like really
You have to
important
watch
to
out,
mention
yes.
that it should be sexy and like even the chocolate, you should have little nibbles and bites of it, but you don't want to like eat the whole
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
the whole pot of chocolate at once, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't want to have a tummy ache in the middle of.
I mean, yeah, it defeats the purpose.
Yes. In fact, one of the foods I encourage for an aphrodisiac dinner is ginger.
Oh, I have
because
ginger.
it's really, it promotes your digestion, a healthy
I like
digestion,
that. I
and
like
it is
that.
also an aphrodisiac. It raises body temperature.
Nicholas has
Oh
everything.
yeah, I love this kitchen.
This is
That's why I
incredible.
said, so let's do this episode
Ginger.
here because they have
You know.
everything.
Got it all.
I know they love to
This
cook.
is great. No, and the funny thing, I don't often have ginger. Today I was at Trader Joe's and I just, hey, ginger, you know,
Yeah,
could
I
be
love
useful.
ginger. I do tons of ginger tea and ginger juice. Have you heard of something called Spanish fly?
Yes, I
The Spanish fly, I haven't heard.
Tell Nicholas.
I heard of Spanish flu,
fly.
but not the
Spanish
So
fly.
Spanish
Fly.
fly doesn't come from a fly.
Oh, okay.
It's worse. It comes from a beetle.
Comes from
Oh,
a beetle.
yuck.
But do you think it
Beetle
works?
I've read enough to say that it could potentially work, but no one should touch that. It also could be incredibly painful. It's a dangerous thing. There are a lot of
It's a substance,
yes,
right?
there are a lot of aphrodisiacs that you extract from the beetle.
Ooh,
They
yeah.
claim
Yeah.
that it's the substance that you extract from a beetle that is very aphrodisiac, so they make all these products from it.
Yeah, no, it's frightening.
Yeah, I
It
wouldn't
could be-
venture there.
It could
no.
be very bad.
Somebody
yes,
asked me when I said I was going to interview you, and
Oh,
somebody
they wanna
asked
know
me
about Spanish
about
fly?
it to ask you about. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
stay away from that.
Stay away from it.
Yeah.
Unnecessary,
Absolutely.
right?
Completely.
Unnecessary.
Yeah,
When we
I
have
listen to
chocolate
the
and
Beatles,
chilies
I don't
and
eat them.
ginger.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Yeah.
So you think if somebody incorporates all of these foods into their lives,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they will definitely see a difference in their libido, in their sex drive.
Yes.
Well, we need to all go home tonight and reconvene tomorrow and just talk how it
Oh,
went.
how to go? Yes.
Well,
With this new thing.
yes, I'd love to hear how it.
You-
how
you
got
do
it all
it.
right.
I mean, respectively, right? Yes.
You do because you have Natalie. You
Yeah.
do because you have us.
Yes.
I'm still. I'm still.
Oh, we got to take you
No,
out.
he's busy.
I know. I'm still
busy
dating
with the
and
camera.
figuring things
Yeah.
out.
No, but just
But I do
you
agree.
can put like an ad and looking for experimental partners.
Oh yeah, I am
Oh
dating.
yeah,
I am
imagine
out
the
and
response
about.
she'll get.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Like of all these foods are part of my regular diet. Except, like I said, I don't do peppers. By the way, now everybody that's gonna date me knows don't put pepper on
No
my.
peppers?
Don't
Yeah.
put the chili in my food.
She's
No.
gone on record.
That's the end of me. I do eat peanuts, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, everything else I love. And I'm fanatic. Of course, I could eat chocolate every day. I
Oh, yes.
control it because I don't want to get fat. But I think
So how do you employ the ginger? Do you eat it fresh? Do you chop it up? Do you make juice? What do you do?
Anything you want. Actually, I love ginger juice. Do you ever do that?
No, I haven't. I'm just
Oh yeah,
brainstorming.
just ice water, some honey, put it in the blender, and it gets kind of frothy, and it's like
Wow.
it'll wake you up.
I would
but
love to try
It's
that.
delicious.
No.
The only thing I tried is gingerbread cookies, but
Oh,
like
anything
that's
like
about-
tea, ginger
Oh.
water,
wait, you
juice,
have it in your refrigerator. What do you do with
salad.
it?
Oh, you could even
I don't know. I was thinking to
you
make
could even season the salmon,
Absolutely.
right? Now we're running
like
out of
tea or
time.
something. Put it in the tea or something.
Yeah, Amy.
Yes.
Before I let you go, oh my God, this is so much fun. We're running out of time. To flip the coin, in case somebody's wondering, are there any ingredients that you would say like absolutely avoid if you want to have a romantic, fabulous date night or romantic night?
And that answer is really simple. We touched on it already. Heavy food.
Heavy foods.
Don't have a heavy meal. Don't have heavy foods. I do not recommend having a steak or a burger.
Oh.
Having a
if you-
steak, why not? Because a lot of guys they think, and even like specialists, they say, oh, because a steak makes the guy feel like strong.
Oh,
So-
cow. Yeah.
So I understand that. I get it. It has a lot of saturated fat. It's slow. It sits in your stomach a long time. It's slow to digest. So if you go to eatsomething.sexy.com and you find my list of the 10 best foods for men, you'll notice I put bison on the list.
Bison.
As an alternative.
It's more gamey, right?
Right. It's lower in saturated fat. It's easier to digest. There's actually more blood in the meat. It means more
Wow.
nutrition. It's a more nutritious
It's
meat.
lean, yeah.
You're getting more protein. You're getting more of all of the things that the iron, all the things that you
Yeah.
want from your red meat. So that is on my list. So you could have, but also keep it small. Like even with bison, don't have like a Fred Flintstone steak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Petit portion, small portions is the name of the game for a sexy,
Yeah.
fabulous
Yes.
night, right?
Exactly. And then maybe have a midnight snack.
Yeah.
right? Have a light
After.
dinner.
Yeah.
I think
Plan
there
a
is no
snack for
better
later.
meal. I even think I did a post like that on my Instagram. I think the best hunger is the hunger after sex.
Yes.
I think there's
Then
nothing
you can have your
so
sex
true.
steak.
You can
yes.
come
So
here in this
true.
kitchen and
Yes.
then you can really like.
Afterwards,
Yes.
then you can
Right?
stuff yourself.
You can eat the
up.
leftovers.
I
and-
love that. You're so. I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're so
love
right. It
that.
is. It's the best hunger.
After I have like
Yeah.
tons of
Yes.
sex, then I'm like, I want to eat like.
Everything.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's a good way to go
Yeah.
about it. Start off with like light stuff.
Yeah.
Do the activity.
Yeah.
After a few hours later, you can eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Eat the leftovers.
Eat the leftovers
Yes.
and relish in it.
That's
yeah.
the
Yeah.
recipe.
And well, now you're making me remember when my husband and I were first together. That would be our thing. We'd like order in midnight Thai food. And we'd just
I
be
love that.
so hungry. You know,
Wow.
I don't even think we'd have dinner. We'd just go for a romp. And
Go
then
for
we'd,
a romp.
we'd have like giant bowls of midnight Thai food.
I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
miss those days.
Thank you so much. You're amazing.
That's
This was
great.
so much fun. Nicholas, thank you so much for
Thank
having
you. I'm
us.
so
for
happy.
welcoming
Thank
us.
you for
Yes.
Your
opening
kitchen is beautiful. I know Natalie's
Of
going to
course.
have a great time tonight.
Oh yes.
And you have all this food, you have the ganache. This was incredible. Guys, don't forget to go look at the video episode available on YouTube and all my social media platforms. And to find out more about Amy's work, eatsomething.sexy.com. And I'm putting all of her links on my website, catontheloose.com, and also I'm gonna put Nicolas' links there,
Oh,
so
thank
you
you.
guys can find out about his work and his beautiful singing and everything
Yes.
that he's up to. BK behind the scenes, thank you so much. I'm gonna put his links because BK is a fantastic videographer. We work together in a movie. He's amazing. Thank you so much for helping.
Thank
BK, thank you,
Yeah.
Natalie, my friend, Nicola's wife. I mean, it's a village that makes Cat on the Loose happen, and I love because
Wow.
we do it organic. We make mistakes, we laugh, but that's what makes it so much fun. You're incredible, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
on your amazing work. Let's eat delicious food.
Yes.
For great sex, for happier lives, right? Food is such a beautiful, important part of life, and today you proved that it makes life even more romantic and sexy.
Yes, wow.
And Nicholas is gonna have a great time tonight.
Yes, I am.
Thank you guys. Be safe out there, and I'll see everybody very soon again. Thank you.